NCAA basketball action. Does it get any better than this in the men's finals? Oh, man, it's going to be some of the best 4 teams that I've ever have seen. How about Connecticut and Duke yesterday? They left it up to a freshman, and he came through. NBA action, NHL, golf, we've got it all right here on the Chain Gang Sports Show, Monday morning edition.
We want to give a big shout out to the U.S. News and Entertainment Network for producing this show. Please like, subscribe, and share to stay up to date.
Well, Tom and Courtney, I tell you what, I hope you guys had a great weekend, at least a better weekend than the Duke Blue Devils men's team. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's all I can say. It's wow.
Yeah, Connecticut, both Connecticut's, the women and the men.
Both. It could be the year of the Huskies.
Yeah, it could be a Husky year. That game was incredible. I mean, it really was. Duke had the game. How they let it get away is surprising.
Crushing loss for Duke. Those players, that's going to be played back, that last shot. And look how they put the ball in the hands of a freshman. A freshman ends up coming up with a game-winning shot there.
Yeah, that's
Mullins.
Yeah,
no relation to Joe, right?
No.
That's one of the first things I thought about. But Braylon Mullins said that when he got the pass, he knew they had just about a fraction of the second. It was like 0.4 seconds, I think, when they reset the clock. Duke had a shot, but had to throw it the length of the court.
Yeah.
That's just way too much.
There was no Christian Laettner savior in this game.
Right. The miracle shot had already happened. The freshman comes through for Connecticut. Huge win, 73-72, the final. And so Duke, hey, that's going to be a long offseason for them. They've got a lot to think about.
Well, we can talk about Duke all day long, but they retool. They just keep retooling. I mean, they get the 5 stars better than anybody there is in the country. So it won't be an issue for them to be back again next year. The shame of what's college basketball rather, is the one and done stuff. I can't stand it. There's no 4-year run of rivalries like they had back in the day.
No continuity. No continuity whatsoever. So Connecticut now, with that momentum, I think you got to kind of say, maybe it's not the year of the Huskies, but maybe it is.
Yeah.
I mean, both on the women's side, too. It's incredible. Hey, let's take a look at NCAA action over the weekend. Yesterday's game is very exciting. We've got Karaoke Courtney here this morning. Courtney, what's your take on yesterday's action there?
It was definitely close. It was a good game to watch.
Yeah, we saw some upsets.
Yeah, the one upset that didn't happen is Michigan. What was the score in that game, Court?
The Michigan, so it's Tennessee 62, Michigan 95. Wow, they killed it.
Yeah.
So that was our picks, right?
Yeah, it was.
We were right.
I remember Thursday night, Courtney went with the Irish. Yeah. Remember Notre Dame, and they came through too. Yeah. So that was one thing some mild upsets.
Red hair and freckles, you pick the Irish.
You
I
have
can't help it.
But all in all, the men's team, the men's bracket rather, it's been thrilling. It's been exciting.
Yeah, and it's been predictable. I mean, there's no 9s or 12 seeds in the Final Four. Not this year.
No Cinderella team.
No Cinderella. There's no glass slipper.
No glass slipper whatsoever. But I'm still going to favor Arizona in all of this, I think.
Well, St. John's is out, so I'm out.
St. John's went a whole lot further.
Really? There we go. He's got Connecticut, too. He's riding that northeast wave.
St. John's actually went further than I thought they would.
Yeah, here's the craziest thing. I still don't get why St. John's was the 1 seed in the Big East tournament. And Connecticut was the 2 seed. Then they come into the NCAA tournament after St. John's wins the Big East tournament. They come into the dance, and St. John's is 5th seed, and Connecticut's a 2 seed. So, I mean, I don't know how they came up with all the seedings. That's the first time I've ever seen it like that. Have you ever seen it?
I have not.
No.
We talked about it a couple of weeks ago.
We did.
Things were getting kind of wacky, but now, I tell you what, it's a great time of the year for sports. We had just 3 weeks ago, within this past month, the Winter Olympics. Then you had the World Baseball Classic wrap up a couple of weeks ago, and NCAA action. Of course, the NFL Draft will be coming up next month in the 4th week of April. So it's a great time of year. Rick Pitino, by the way, just to wrap up that St. John's story, Rick Pitino at age 73 now has signed a new contract. He keeps going strong. Class act.
Class acting still puts a ton in. You ever watch his practices? I watched the behind the scenes, the run at St. John's last year, and the guy's still as intense as he was back when he was in his 40s and 50s. His son is actually a successful coach as well.
He took issue after the loss, though. He said, "Why did you have us stay out there on the court for like a half an hour or whatever before you interviewed any of us interviewing the winners?" Well, usually the winners get interviewed first there. But I tell you what, though, St. John's, if I had a hat on, I'd take it off to them. They went a whole lot further than I thought they would. Great defensive play by them. That's a strong team defensively right there.
Yeah.
St. John's really, just to inbound a pass against them, you saw all the difficulty everyone had, every opponent.
Yeah.
They really, a lot of teams, they just let you inbound a pass, no problem. There's constant pressure by St. John's.
Yes, that's Pitino. He's always been that way. Pressure on the inbounds, press, full court press all the time. Just going back to that Duke, you watched the Duke UConn game. Taris Reed is as good of a big man as I've seen in a long time. His drop steps, his footwork down underneath.
You were impressed.
Did you see how many times he created just the easiest layup just by a couple of moves on the pivot foot? Basic old school big man basketball is what I saw.
The fundamentals being done well.
He had these guys just leaping up, getting them off their feet, getting them off their spots, and then he was taking advantage. It was as good of a basketball game as I've ever seen from a big man, especially because he's a secondary player. Caraban is their superstar. So, I don't know. It was pretty impressive.
Over on the women's side, no surprises really there either. UCLA, Texas, South Carolina, Connecticut. In fact, we'll have Karaoke Courtney check on that today. I believe there's a couple of games on the docket on the women's side this afternoon, tonight, probably tonight now, because they want to attract the bigger audience. Hey, the NBA saw that Knicks game last night. Did you catch any of that?
Really, that's a silly question.
Of course you did.
I was very, very distraught over that.
Distraught?
Because they had it, they kept on getting it within 2-4, and then at the end they just folded. I don't understand. Bad shots.
In the last last 4 minutes there, it all fell apart for them.
It did, and that's going to just take them away from that. I thought they had a shot at the 2 seed. There's no chance now. Boston's going to take the 2 seed.
Boston's up by 2.5, and it's a tough schedule for both teams, but it's a little tougher, I think, for the Knicks.
Yeah.
They do finish up at home. At home.
Yeah, and again, it's just a matter of you got to make sure Cleveland doesn't sneak in and make you a 4 seed.
Right.
You want to keep home court for at least one round.
Detroit, they're way out. I think 6.5 games ahead, so there's no chance of catching that. I think the Knicks only have 7 games left to play. They've played 75. So, it's a tough one. Boston, I think, has a tough game tonight in Atlanta against one of the hotter teams in the NBA, the Hawks. So maybe a chance to catch up a half a game there. It's not entirely over there to get the number 2 seed, but Detroit, they're going to wrap things up, and without Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
So, the NBA action, by the way, talk of expansion. I don't know if you saw that. Seattle and Las Vegas, primarily.
Of course, Vegas
the options there.
Yeah, I knew Vegas would be back into the mix, but I can tell you this, that the Seattle is a great city for sports. And always have been. When they had the Supersonics, they were phenomenal fans. They have the soccer team is the best drawing fans in the thing. And now...
Right, with the Sounders.
Yeah. And
historically.
Kraken.
The Kraken. It's a great sports town.
Yeah, it is.
And Las Vegas as well. Las Vegas is gobbling up all the teams. They've got the A's.
Yeah, and people will go see the away teams will will show out because it's let's go to Vegas. It's not a bad thing to do.
No, not a bad thing to do, and it attracts the sports fans. And even though gambling now is widespread, you have FanDuel, you have DraftKings. You don't have to go to Las Vegas necessarily, but now to see some top-notch sports teams, yeah, that's definitely a destination. Speaking of destinations, want to thank our sponsor, Victor's Tile Plus, that is. Victor's Tile Plus is a family-owned and operated installation company, tile installation company. You can check out their showroom in Bunnell at 3335 North State Street. They're open Monday through Friday from 9:30 a.m., I believe it is, to 4:30 p.m. They are closed on Saturday and Sunday. That's Victor's Tile Plus in Bunnell, 3335 North State Street. I'm going to head on over there on Thursday. I've got some time. I got to check it out.
Nice.
And so when Karaoke Courtney redoes, when you redo the bathroom there, you gotta have your tile in place, and that's the place to go to.
Yeah.
That's the destination spot.
Any word on that action today in the NCAA women's?
So today or yesterday?
Today. I think there's a couple of games.
Yeah, so it's Michigan versus Texas today at 7 p.m.
Again, Courtney, what is it? Texas is the 1 seed, right?
Yeah.
So you got, again, this is what I talk about with women's basketball. The 1 seeds are all going to show.
Right.
Right.
I'm rooting for Texas.
And what other what other games are this? Is South Carolina playing today?
Yep, TCU against South Carolina.
Again, another 1-3.
And that's today at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Some good matchups there.
Yeah.
It's a toss-up, I think, either way.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. You get this far in.
Yeah, and like I said, women's stay they stay to the rankings. They really do. It's always a 1-2, 1-3 matchups, and I've seen where all 4 ones have played in the Final Four. So yeah. So at least they definitely follow suit as far as that goes. South Carolina, Dawn Staley. I mean, what can you say? She's an amazing coach.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No real surprises either way on the women's
UCLA
side.
is UCLA. They're a 1 seed, aren't they?
Yes.
UCLA, yeah.
Yeah. So your 1 seeds were what? South Carolina, Texas.
Wait, it was
UConn,
South Carolina, Texas, UConn.
and South Carolina, Texas, UConn, and UCLA.
And UCLA, right.
And all 4 are the strong. I think all 4. I think it's going to be all 4 number 1s again. I do.
And so there's no upsets, really. It could go either way.
No, I don't see any.
Much respect to those teams. Hey, Major League Baseball. Your Yankees, 3-0. 5 teams starting out in the major leagues, 3-0. Blue Jays, Yankees, Dodgers, Brewers, and I got to make mention of it, the Miami Marlins are 3-0.
That's it.
For like only the 3rd time in their illustrious history going back to 1993. That's hard to imagine, a team that's won 2 World Series, albeit it was the wild card teams both in 97 and 2003. They've never won the division.
Right.
But 3-0, it helps that it's the Colorado Rockies that you're playing at home.
Hey, got to win the game. Got to win the games that you're supposed to win.
That's right.
The reality of it.
And next into the slaughterhouse, we'll call it the Lone Depot Park today, will be the White Sox as the Marlins look to beat up on that team too. Mm-hmm. So it helps to play 2 of the worst teams. But still, it's good to see 3-0. And the Marlins back in teal. A lot of people are saying, hey, let's make them the Florida Marlins once again.
Yeah.
Go back to, the great years. The Marlins, since they've been the Miami Marlins, not so much.
Yeah,
but
a team. Marlins with the teal, yeah.
Yeah. Looking to improve, though. I like the action. It's tough, with the Heat. What a terrible loss yesterday to the Pacers, one of the worst teams, the worst team in the NBA.
The worst team in the NBA.
Going into yesterday and as well as today. And then you've got the Magic who, wow, what a loss yesterday. They allowed, they lost by 52, and their opponent went on a 31-0 run. Have you ever seen a 31-0 run?
No, I have not.
Taken completely out of the game. The Magic losing big, the Heat losing big, the Panthers losing to your Rangers last night.
That's criminal.
That is. That's 2 of the 6 worst teams in the NHL. What disappointment for both teams. But at least the Rangers were not defending NHL champions, 2-time defending NHL champions. So, the Rangers, what can I say? They have a new coach. They're in the cellar of their division, the Panthers as well. Didn't think it would be like that.
I never thought it would be like that either. I never thought I'd see the Panthers fall off like that. That was surprising.
Yeah. Well, injuries, right from the beginning. We knew it was a setback early on.
Yeah.
Now, the NHL wraps up, I think, the day after Tax Day, I think April 16th, and the NBA wraps up, I believe, a little bit early, maybe 2 weeks from now, a little less than 2 weeks. Then you've got the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, what have they played? 75 games already in the NBA? So
well, some 74, some 75.
Right. So there's 6, 7
Knicks have played 75,
7 games left.
Yeah, so, some teams still jockeying for position.
Sure. And like I said, Cleveland's only, game and a half behind the Knicks, so I worry about that.
Right, not too far behind. Playoff action, we'll be talking about that, NHL and NBA, and, of course, that'll take us into June.
Yeah.
Right there, all those playoff matchups. Any favorite team that you like out there in the NBA and in the NHL karaoke? Courtney, I don't know. Do you have a team?
Well, for the NHL, it's definitely Bruins for me. And they killed it yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say.
No.
I have to pick them. They have.
So you represent the Boston once in a
blue moon
for hockey.
Yeah.
Look at speaking of hockey, Smiley back there with his teeth.
Well, I was thinking maybe the Celtics would be, because the Irish tie-in.
Yeah, there we go.
They're all right.
No sticky fingers with the plantains today.
Sticky. Hey, that was great, by the way. That the Latino Market and Bakery on Thursday night.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
Oh yeah, gave us dinner, and I tell you what, fabulous food. I mean, coming from South Florida, that's something I'm used to.
How about the party that they have in the restaurant?
Oh, that was a nice commercial spot there.
Yeah, it was. Let's party.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Karaoke there.
Yeah, do a karaoke.
I think we should mention that any local restaurant that would like to sponsor a show with their food or their meal should contact us, and you can message us right here through Facebook or YouTube, or you can contact us at 386-251-8100.
Whoa.
I
Man,
like that.
Look at the
Like that.
producers. He
Right off the top of
just
my head.
right in and just stepped in and took over. I like it.
I tell you what.
I like it. He's got a very sexy voice.
I know. and
I don't
it
like
just,
to brag.
Just like mysteriously enters.
I think him and Karaoke Courtney can do a duet. They can sing. Do you sing, Maestro? No.
You don't. No,
That's right. I did stand next to you in church once. Whew.
yeah. Well,
No.
at least I sang.
Yeah, I read the words.
He's not the candidate for
They didn't
the
have
choir there. No.
They didn't have the words, so I couldn't sing. I need the big screen.
Hey, on to golf now. What's
Oh.
going on with Tiger Woods?
Oh my gosh! Get an Uber. Get an Uber.
Man,
How do you make that kind of money and make that bad of a decision? It's not his first one.
I'm telling you. You know what? Tiger Woods and Myles Garrett on the same road could be very dangerous. Myles Garrett has racked up a speeding ticket, I think, every year since 2017.
Well, at least
if I
he's
recall.
sober. I mean,
Yeah.
what's he done? And then Tiger leaves the scene. I mean, man, what is going down?
Shades of Leon Spinks. Remember?
Oh my gosh!
Spinks could never,
I think-
that was way before Uber drivers.
Let me tell you something.
He didn't have an
Leon Spinks made me cry.
Yeah.
I went to my newspaper. My father went to the Muhammad Ali Leon Spinks fight, the closed caption in New York, and I remember running out to grab the Daily News in my driveway, and to find out who won the fight because my dad had got home late, so he was still sleeping. I ran and I opened it up, and it was a picture of Leon Spinks, and it just said Leon, and he had no teeth, and it was the cover of the Daily News. And I remember crying. I had to be kept home from school. Muhammad Ali had lost the fight. I was devastated.
Leon Spinks,
Yeah.
without the front teeth there. You didn't have to worry about him chewing off a piece of your ear.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, he would be gumming it all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tiger Woods, though, so close to the Masters tournament, too. Do you think he's going to work his way in there, or he's got maybe some legal issues to take care of?
Well, that's what he was working for. I mean, they said, he's got, of course, he's got the ultimate. He can play there whenever he wants. He's got the what do they call that when they get?
Oh yeah, you can
He's forever.
You got the gold ticket there. You're in.
Yeah, when you win that,
when you win that, it's for a lifetime. You saw his mug shot though; didn't even look like himself.
No, I'm telling you,
big difference.
Alcohol will do that.
Stay away from the alcohol.
But here's the thing: in all fairness, he took, I believe, a breathalyzer test, and it came up clear. That wasn't the issue, alcohol. But because he's been on so much medication, and he did refuse having a urinalysis, and that gets you arrested.
Yeah.
So that's the thing there. And his girlfriend, Vanessa Trump. Look at that, Vanessa Trump.
Is that who he's dating now?
Yeah, that's who he's dating now.
I didn't even know that. I thought it was that crazy little vixen that he's had at his last few events with his son.
Well, for a while it was Lindsey Vaughn.
Oh, I knew that.
And they broke up, and he wished her luck, and he said, "Hey, break a leg."
She wasn't.
And
you're so bad. That was so terrible.
And so going forward now, it's Vanessa Trump. I don't know what's happening there, but
I'm sure Donald's real happy about it. Now, don't worry, Donald will get him out. He's the king, right? Isn't he a king now?
No, we have no king.
We were
very fortunate. We had that big protest.
Have you seen that? Driving down the street in the Palm Coast? And
thousands across
no
the
king. He's
country.
the king.
They had the protest, and apparently we went back to 1776 with the Constitution and everything that says no kings. So
we're back into no kings. He lost his kingship.
Yep, it's over.
Speaking of golf, what do we got? Karaoke, do you got something there?
Yeah, April 18th, we have the 4th annual golf outing for the Drug Court Hope Foundation. We're looking for sponsors. We're looking for players. You got to register by April 8th, and we'd really love for everyone to join us.
April 11th?
I mean,
April 11th.
Yeah.
That's a Saturday.
That is a Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, I've been out there. I've been beating the pavements for this golf outing, and it was started yesterday with being able to see a few foursomes before they go out, talk to them, and they're interested in the whole challenge. I think I'll have to talk to the big man in charge, but maybe we give a little trophy for the golf club that is represented by the foursome. Like if it's a foursome from Cypress Knolls, we'll give Cypress Knolls a little something. I'll go look at trophies.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I mean,
how do people contact if they want to get into that?
What do you got there, karaoke?
So you can call 401-864-6997 or 401.
Yeah, that's what she said, 401.
864-6997.
Yeah, let me see that. What else is there to do on that? Isn't there a must register? Yeah, well, anyway.
I'll say this. I've been working on the basics of the game, and I have acquired now an instructor, and he's missing his right hand. It's now made out of wood. He says that an alligator took it off.
Oh, here we go with Happy Gilmore.
So,
jeez.
I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah, listen, I told you better sharpen your game up because I don't like losing.
Well, you guys are all in trouble because, my namesake, astronaut Alan Shepard, he hit a ball on the moon. So
was that real or was that a video?
No, that was real.
That wasn't a video.
No, that was real. So
the conspiracy theorists had said that you never even been on the moon.
I'm gonna hit it to the moon.
Yeah, Alice.
Go for the stars.
Yeah.
By the way, they're going to be flying around the moon, I think, later on this week.
Yeah. How come nobody's landed back on? Why have we not gone back to the moon?
In well over 50 years.
Yeah.
Hard to imagine.
Cream cheese is bad for you.
Cheese is bad for you. Hey, great story at the Houston Open yesterday, too. Gary Woodland won for the first time.
Gary Woodland has been knocking on the door.
Yeah, but, since brain surgery in 2023 to remove a tumor, what a great story in sports. You see that sometimes where it's an individual that defeats all odds and comes up big, and that's what Gary Woodland did yesterday. So we wish him all the best, continued success. Perhaps another win or two this season. And, again, Tiger Woods will have to follow that story. That's because you got the Masters coming up next week.
Yeah. And
week
that's
from
always
Thursday.
That's an amazing event. And I'm sure Scheffler will be amongst the top players, McIlroy, the guys that are standard at Augusta. will be there. Will show. I mean, this is they talk about the U.S. Open and the British Open. The Masters is the one everybody wants. That green jacket is something special. That's the holy grail for golf.
That's it. That's the Stanley Cup of golf.
Yeah.
The Vince Lombardi Trophy of golf right there.
They're going to rename that one soon, I bet.
What would you say as we begin to finish up this Monday morning edition of the Chain Gang Sports Show? What do you think is out of all the championship trophies, what do you think is the most valued? I mean, they're all valued, but what do you think? I mean, a lot of people say the Stanley Cup trophy.
Well, the Stanley Cup is definitely the nicest trophy. It's that,
and they keep adding to it.
Yeah, and it's. I think it's the Stanley Cup. I mean, as far as trophies go, of course, it's not the most popular sport. Especially if you're a Bruins fan, Hey, the Bruins,
though, are looking good this year.
Yeah,
they're competitive. They'll be in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Put it that way.
So is half the league, but except for the Rangers.
Are you saying you don't have to do much to make that 18 playoff?
I am bitter about my Rangers just mortgaging the farm after going to the Stanley Cup knocking on the door.
Well, there's not making the playoffs, and then there's being the armpit in the entire conference, and in the Eastern Conference, the Panthers and the Rangers. What a loss!
Who would have thought, though? I mean, they played each other for the Eastern Conference Championship 2 years ago.
Not too long ago, they had high hopes, but what can you say? Right now, it looks like Buffalo and Tampa Bay and Carolina in the
Buffalo
East.
Sabres. Can you imagine
Buffalo
that?
Sabres.
Who's been the doormat for the last 20, 30 years?
Yeah.
Go Buffalo, the Mafia.
Over in the West in the NHL, then you've got, Colorado. They're dominant.
Oh, they're dominant.
And,
they're dominant.
Minnesota, Dallas.
Edmonton's going to be there, although goalkeeper.
Well, Edmonton will be in the playoffs, unlike the Panthers. They are going to return, but you look at that Western Conference, that the Pacific Division is not much to talk about.
No.
The team that's leading that, I think, is Anaheim. And if you take their point total and put it in any other division, they're like fifth.
You know why Anaheim's making a run? They got all the New York Rangers on the team.
Well, that helps.
Chris Kreider. I mean, come on, man. Panarin, Terry Panarin, you give your best player to the Ducks are now a team to beat. Thanks to New York. One
other thing, NASCAR action. There will not be any this coming weekend because of Easter Sunday, but no races on Easter. Chase Elliott, no NASCAR racing. But Chase Elliott gets the win yesterday. Yeah. At the Martinsville racetrack, historical track there. So Tyler Reddick with his 4 wins still atop the standings right there. Yeah. I saw the Michael Jordan's got a big Sunday. I think it's not The View, but the Sunday Good Morning America. That's Good Morning America. Yeah, it has a big interview with him. A story with them. Yeah, regarding his race ownership and his being called the GOAT. He said he didn't think he was the GOAT, but he is the GOAT. He's a winner. Yeah, he's a winner. What can you say? Killer. That's it. Killer. The ultimate killer. He is the ultimate killer. Well, what do we got? 2 minutes? 0. We have 0 minutes. That means it's down to seconds. Yeah. Hey.
Make sure you like, view, share, and subscribe.
Oh, absolutely.
Thanks, Courtney.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I would have blown that again.
Courtney, Tom, John, great having you today.
Great seeing you, brother.
And have a great Monday morning.
That's it.
We'll see you. We want to give a big shout out to the U.S. News and Entertainment Network for producing this show. Please like, subscribe, and share to stay up to date.